Korea has two major cities everyone talks about. And that's Seoul and Busan. And I'm gonna say it, and maybe I will make myself very unpopular with that, but I liked Busan really way more than Seoul. And there it is. I said it out loud. It is what it is, I guess. And yeah, don't cancel me. So yeah, Seoul is okay, obviously. But for me, it just reminds me of one of these like big major capitals, which are just big in fashion and cafes. And another thing I really realized in Seoul is people are way too obsessed with their appearance. I mean, yeah, plastic surgery is a huge topic in Korea in general, but I mean, I will not talk about this right now. But yeah, Seoul was just not my cup of tea. But Busan felt different. And life is short, and you should always go after things you like, right? And in my case, it was the south of Korea. So Busan just felt like great. It felt more relaxed because probably of the sea. I mean, it's really close to the beach, to the seaside, and that is just my vibe. Because at heart, I'm a nature girl. And even though I like being in big cities from time to time, I just love the ocean, mountains, or anything which has green surroundings. So yeah, let me show you the beauty of Busan, and maybe you also think, well, Busan is maybe better than Seoul, but if not, prove me wrong. I arrived by bus in Busan, and then I took the metro for my next accommodation, which was in Haeundae, which basically means it's beach time, baby. And honestly, is there anything better than having a walk next to the ocean? No, I don't think so. And guess what? Even the cat agrees. So yeah, Haeundae itself is actually super nice because it's like this typical beach vibe city part. And you can also do a lot of things here. But honestly, I think one of the biggest tourist attractions is the Haeundae Blueline Park. And this is basically a park where you can take either a beach train or a sky capsule along the coastline. And obviously, the sky capsule is way more popular because you're literally above the tracks and you see like all these tiny little colorful capsules, and it's just cute and perfect for pictures. And yeah, it's super nice, but it's also more expensive and actually very loud. Hey, I finally made it. I made it into this wonderful railway along the coast side of Busan, Haeundae Beach. It's super nice. It's super difficult to get like the tickets for it. So if you have the chance, make a reservation, and if you fail to do that, like I, go to the ticket office in a very morning. So by that I mean 9 a.m. So otherwise it's like really difficult to get one of the tickets. It's my third try. And the tickets are like, you can only choose for 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people. And yeah, if you're just alone like me, you have to pay the price for one person, for 2 persons, and it's like 50,000 won, which is like 30 bucks. So yeah, but still, it's super lovely. You see the coastline. I mean, you could also walk, but this is so cool. Like all these capsules, and like I'm sitting in a pink one, like perfectly matching. Here is one coming. Alright, see you soon! So if if you really want to do the sky capsule, my tip is just go there in a very early morning, like in person, and you will get a ticket because they always sell like just for the day a limited amount. Other than that, you can also book online in advance, but you have to be really far ahead, like 2 weeks and stuff, and you really have to plan it. And if the weather is not good, well, bad luck, right? And honestly, I liked the adventure. It was cool. I took a lot of pictures, but honestly, if you go alone, you still have to pay the price for two people because apparently that's the standard here and they do not support people who come alone. And I have to say, it was nice, but for the price and the ride is actually really short, it was, yeah, maybe not really worth it. Anyways, afterwards, I just continued walking along the coastline to reach a special temple. And why did I want to go there? Well, it was a very nerdy reason. I'm a huge fan of Overwatch, and one map is based on this temple, so of course I had to go. And I will probably pronounce it here very wrong, but the temple name was Haedong Yonggungsa Temple. And then, after all the walking and adventures, of course, I had a very traditional Korean dinner. Cup noodles. Actually, it was kimchi flavor, so very Korean, right? So the next day, I went to Gamcheon Culture Village, and this is where my traveler mindset kicked in so hard because I looked up at the bus options and I thought, well, do I really need to waste money for taking a bus? I can just walk up hills, no problem, right? At first, everything was fine. I was just walking and I thought I just had to go straight uphill. But then somehow my orientation completely got lost. And instead of walking directly to the Gamcheon Culture City village, I ended up actually at the real hiking trails. It's kind of crazy. I'm on my way to the culture city, you know, with the colorful houses here in Busan. And instead of taking a bus, I was just walking. And the view is amazing. And here's no one. Like, they even have, like, cool pictures. And yeah, no one is here. That's so cool. And I mean, look at this. This is just nice. Remember when I told you about like a wonderful trail where no people are? I know why. It ends up hiking. So I'm in the middle of the forest and it's a lot of uphill. So good luck walking up here. But I mean, it's still super nice, like super calm. No one is here. And yeah, see you hopefully up there. So in the end, it was just me, myself, the forest, and a lot of caterpillars. I found it really funny, so fun fact here, I saw a lot of caterpillars. And eventually, I made it to the actual village, and of course, the village itself is super touristy, and I knew that already when I saw like restaurants with the label vegan, because in Asia, very rare, right? So the Gamcheon Culture Village is famous for all the colorful houses built into the hillside. And it's really one of these places which look actually pretty awesome on camera, right? So we all took the pictures and a lot of selfies. And you have the little streets, the viewpoints, the murals, the cafes, and it was just this vibe of, hey, I'm casually exploring a cool neighborhood. So yeah, it's very touristic, but it's still worth visiting. And after all the touristy stuff, I always tend to just walk around the the city part, and yeah, you see places where no one else is, which is kind of great. It's adventurous again, and yeah. I prefer to do slow travel. So I spent in total actually 5 days in Busan, and I would say it's too much if you're on a tight timeline. So ideally, I would say to see everything in Busan, I would probably spend here around 3 days actually. I think that's quite good to see the main attractions, to try some food and cafes. But if you have the time, yeah, sure, you can always stay longer, right? On my way to 168 steps. Yes, this is it. And let's see if we reach. So, back to the question, what is better, Busan or Seoul? Well, for me personally, I just like Busan more. But it's just my opinion because, I just like the vibe more, but who cares, right? So, if you ever travel to South Korea, just visit both places and decide for yourself, right? Maybe you will love Seoul more, maybe you will agree with me, but honestly, who cares? Just enjoy your time and yeah, see you next week!